Hello and welcome to an LSPS tutorial on custom tasks. In BPMN, we define pieces of work that need to be performed as tasks. We use different types of tasks to represent different types of work. LSPS comes with a set of common task types in its libraries. However, there is a good chance that you will need to create a custom task type that will perform actions specific for your field of business. In this tutorial, we will define a new task type. It will be a random number generator based on the Apache Commons Math3 library. Make sure you have installed your PDS with SDK, since we will make use of its features and resources. You need to generate the example LSPS application. I have it already generated here. You can generate it by going to New LSPS application in the Package Explorer. Make sure you are in the Java perspective. We will create our class in the EJB project. So we need to add the dependency to Apache Math API that will be used by our task implementation to the POM of this project. Since the API is available from the Maven Central repository, it is enough to define the dependency. In the EJB project, open the POM XML and add the dependency definition. If you want to use a third-party library, you will have to add the library to your local Maven repository manually. Now we need to update the Maven class path. So let's go to the location of our POM XML and run Maven Eclipse. Let's now go back to PDS and refresh the project. Now we can create a task implementation in the EJB project. Right-click the project, go to New and Class. Provide a class name random number generator. And then the interface, click Add in the Interfaces section and start typing executable task. Pick the LSPS executable task. Make sure the Inherit Abstract Methods option is selected so we have the methods ready for implementation. Click Finish. Let's look at the class methods inherited from the executable task. The start method has the task context as its argument. The context includes the task parameters, so it will be the context that will allow us to return the output of the method to the task. This method is called when the task is instantiated. However, after the assignment start expression is executed. It returns a value of type result, which can be either finished or waiting. If it returns finished, the task will be a one-step synchronous task. If it returns waiting, the task will not finish, but wait for the process input call, which you can implement here. The terminate method is called when the task or its parent is terminated. We will now implement our start method. We will use a task parameter to return the generated number back into the process using reference. So let's create a reference holder variable called ref that will hold the parameter out from the task context. And we have to cast it to reference holder. Make sure you have imported the reference holder. We will set the reference to a random number calling the method getRandomNumber. And let's generate the method. Our task will be a one-step synchronous task, so we will return finished straight away. We still need to implement our getRandomNumber method that will return a decimal. So let's create a random data generator called random data. And let's return a decimal. The generator will return long, but we will store it as a decimal. We have now implemented our task. We've created its implementation. Now we need to define the task type of the task implementation. This will allow us to use it in PDS just as any other task type. So let's switch to the modeling perspective. I have here a GO-BPMN project with a custom task library module ready for use. Note the module is not executable. Let's create a task type definition. And let's create a new task type. Let's click add. It will be the random number type. And let's insert its qualified class name. Now we need to define the output parameter. In the parameters section, click add and use the parameter name we used in the implementation, in our case out. The type is reference to a decimal. And let's make the parameter required. Don't make the parameter dynamic, since we would get the parameter as a closure and our code is not designed to handle a closure. It expects a reference. Now we will create an executable module that will import the custom task module. So right click your project, go to new, GO-BPMN module. Let's enter a name. Let's import the module with the custom task. Now we will create a global variable definition with a variable of type decimal that will hold a return value. It will be used as our parameter. The reference to this variable will be used as the parameter of the task. Now we can create a process that will make use of the new task type. So let's go to new, process definition, provide a name, make it a BPMN based process. Now we will insert a start event, attach our task, and finish the process with a simple end event. Now we need to define the out parameter of our task. So the parameter will be the reference to our global variable. We are ready to deploy our application now, since it contains the new task type implementation. Under the Run button in the toolbar, click the Custom Application Server Launch. Below it you see the Maven build command, which is used to build the application ER with all its projects using Maven, and it refreshes the class path. The ER is then saved in the target directory. and ready for you to deploy. We will run the OpenEJB server and now have our application deployed using the server launch command. Now we can run our model. Right-click the module, run as, model. Let's switch to the management perspective and check the execution of the model instance. We can see it finished and the variable now holds the random decimal returned by our custom task. This was a tutorial on custom tasks in LSPS. Thank you for watching.